I want you to capture that. I like that line. We're the only company.
You're the only company fighting a three-front war on R&D. You're hardware, software, and materials all at once.
Correct. And that's expensive.
So everybody else is, okay, maybe they're doing a lot of hardware and a lot of software, and maybe, but they're white labeling their resins and not telling anybody.
Exactly.
That's a lot of your competitors are doing that. Or they're saying, okay, we're an open system, which is, okay, there's an argument for that.
Yeah, that's
certainly.
Actually, that's not how it works, but yeah. A lot of company, top tier company, they white label, but they claim, well, our resin is better. And my question to them would be, how would you know? You didn't make the resin.
Right. No, the reality is there's a lot of liability into validation too. It's easy to wash your hand and say, go figure it out. But the clinicians taking the liability of buying a $300 printer, buying Amazon unvalidated resin, and really putting that medical device into patient's mouth. It's not a dental tax. It's essentially there's a price for those liability validation, peace of mind, and we're taking on those liabilities. We're taking on those risks by putting a solution that is fully validated, tested, clear, backed by science. And that's why some of our products are expensive. We get it. It is expensive.
It's a cost of doing business.
I mean, to me, my perspective is a little bit different. And I fully agree with Dr. Boulay here. Like SprintRay here, we're fully integrated. We have vertical integration from material science, not just material science development, the entire protocol from research, development, publication, clinical study, all the way to coming out with mechanical testing and safety ISO standard, international ISO standard testing and validated workflow globally. We have our own hardware that mostly we built from scratch. You're not going to find a piece of equipment at SprintRay that is white label from someone else's manufacturing and having us sticking a SprintRay sticker on top of it, claiming to be our own. And obviously the printer themselves, the software themselves, everything is written from scratch. That's very rare to do because it is very, very difficult to do that. The question regarding how much something is, and we're a clinical dentist, and every single clinical dentist here will tell you, hey, what we do is worth this much, but for a lot of our patients, they don't think it's worth that much. Years ago, I literally had a patient that walked into my office, and this is a real story. She told me, I had another doctor prep my tooth, and I haven't had it cemented. My sister works at the dental lab. I know how much you guys pay for a crown. You pay $55. I'll give you $55 to put this crown in my mouth. I look at this woman in the eye and I told her, if you can find someone that'll do this crown for you for $55, I'll pay for it. Right? The value isn't in the price and the merchandise itself. Like, to me, 3D printing ecosystem, I don't care which brand that you buy, is one of the cheapest and the most affordable dental tech you can have in your office. I mean, Sarah back in the day was $180,000. It's about $200,000 after 2 years of ownership with the materials, everything else included. Intraoral scanner back in the day before Meta i500 came out, it was $45,000 plus monthly service fee. You'll add up to well over $50,000. It does one single thing: it scans teeth. The Sarah does one single thing: it mills composite and ceramic restorations. Digital X-ray sensors used to be $20,000. That's expensive. Having a printer in your office that can print you anything from Pokemon to direct restoration to dentures to now retainers, in the future perhaps direct aligners, flexible partial dentures, surgical guide, and everything else for $15,000 or $18,000, that's one of the cheapest pieces of tech that you can have in technology. So I don't think printing technology is expensive at all. And we've been in digital technology. I've been in practice for 20 years. Is one of the most affordable tech that you can have in your dental office.
Right.
Besides digital X-ray, practice management software, and intraoral scanner, I think this is the next thing you should get. I'm not saying that CNC mill is not worth it, but a 3D printer does almost anything the CNC mill can, with the exception that material development probably needs a little more mileage before we get there. But we can do so much more than any other piece of technology in the office. So yeah, and in terms of the development and all that, as Dr. Boulay mentioned, to do things properly, it costs a lot. If you want to do things just to say that, hey, I can do it. Like in 3D printing, I always said that it's very, very easy for you to make something that looks like it works. But to actually make it work, that's where the hard work is. And I can assure you that, from the back end, and now being the clinical director for the Biomaterial Innovation Lab, I see every step of the way. We're doing all of the right homework. We're doing everything by the book properly. And I would argue that no other company in the world does that right now. From software, from hardware, from the engineering, from the material to the global market. We're doing everything by the book. It does cost a lot. It's all worth it.